Hey guys!
Welcome back to our channel.
So today what we're going to be talking about is things that we wish we would have known before PCSing.
Yep, these are things that based off our personal experience and we feel like we should share with you guys to give you guys an overall head start. Not only to save money, but to also save time when you get to your new duty station.
So we've created a list and we're going to go through the whole thing with you guys and we're going to explain into detail and we're going to let you guys know why you should be doing it, when you should be doing it, what they are, and yeah.
Basically how to get it started.
And how to get started, yeah. Let me get my phone here. I got my notes. That way we don't ramble. So, number one is housing. If you're gonna be living on base, you want to get on the housing waiting list ASAP. Because literally, sometimes it can take from a month or more. Weeks sometimes if you get lucky. But literally when we were PCSing out of Alaska and I called to get on the housing waiting list, they told me we could probably get a house in like maybe 4 months. And that was like minimum. Like it could have been longer. And that's when we kind of made the choice like, maybe we shouldn't live on base. So, and then we ended up purchasing our own home. Yep. If you are gonna live on base, you need to get on that waiting list. As soon as you have your orders, get that call going and get yourself on that waiting list.
Yeah, it's definitely, you should definitely get a head start because you don't want to wait last minute, because I'm a last minute kind of guy, and if you do, you're probably going to end up getting a pretty bad house.
Or you don't want to get stuck in a hotel and paying out of pocket for that for like months at a time. So it's better to get on that waiting list as soon as you can.
So number two, DLA. This is dislocation allowance. This is something that nobody really claims in the Army, and I actually read an article on it saying that nobody really claims, a very small percentage of the Army or military members in general do not claim this benefit. It is definitely something that is helpful for you guys. You can either claim this prior to you guys leaving or when you get to your new installation, but I think it's best to just get it in advance, and that is basically money to give you in case of any inconvenience fees. You need to go to your new duty station and put a down payment on an apartment, a house, your car, a car payment, whatever it may be. That is for your own use. Whatever you guys end up using it for, obviously you want to use it wisely, but that is for your own use. You don't have to pay that back. That is not a loan. That is not taken from your AER loan. So again, dislocation allowance, DLA. You can go to your finance office and claim that. They didn't explain this to us in our levy brief. I don't think I even heard it. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like I probably was just sitting there and I was just ready to go. We were ready to PCS. So I might have missed it, but they really don't explain that to you. They don't go in depth. So Eve ended up telling me about this, and I actually looked into it and I asked the finance office like, hey, what is the process to get DLA? And they're kind of like a little bit iffy about telling you. They don't really like to say, but they'll just be like, oh yeah, we do give it to you. Either you want it in advance or you can go claim it over there. But it's better just to get it in advance. Like, I don't understand. I mean, maybe if you want to wait and then that's just extra money, that's right there for you. All you have to do is go to your local finance office and then they will literally give you all the guidance that you need. You have to have your orders. You have to have your DA-31 already signed off and ready for you to go. So once you present all that paperwork to them, they will literally just submit the paperwork for you, and it'll probably take about a week or two to hit your account. So you'll see that hit your account automatically, and then there you guys got your DLA. So keep that in mind, guys, that DLA is a very important thing, and it's going to help you guys out and your family as well. They will only be able to submit if they have dependents. If the soldier has a dependent, they are allowed to submit for DLA. You are allowed to submit for DLA once every fiscal year. So another thing is, most of you guys probably already know this, but I had a buddy of mine who really didn't know about it. They do pay up to 10 days. Temporary lodging allowance is something you claim 10 days that they will cover for you, so it has to be 10 days the day you sign your house out. 10 days from that to the day you actually sign out and PCS. So keep that in mind. You want to mix in when you're doing your DA-31, your leave form, to PCS. You want to match that in and see where you actually want to sign your house out, and make sure that all your paperwork and everything's ready to go. Because we actually had to pay out of pocket 2 days because our house was signed out 2 days prior to the 10 days starting. Basically, my leave is when it was starting, so we couldn't book it in time. So those were the only days available, and that's what the finance office told me, that I had to pay out of pocket for those 2 days. But it was fine because we submitted for DLA, so that was another thing that came in handy. So we had to pay 2 days out of our pockets, and then from there the 10 days started. All you had to do was just hold on to the receipt, and then the day you check out of the hotel, you check out with your credit card, or you can do your government travel card, which is a GTC, and then you just bring it up to the finance office. They process that, and you will get that refunded back to you. Temporary lodging allowance is something that is only covered for your living. So when you sign your house out and you're about to PCS, make sure you claim that at your finance office. They will only cover for your guys' lodging, and that is it. They will not cover for your food or any other expenses, but just your lodging. But it does come in handy because you guys don't want to pay out of pocket for any hotels or anything else of that nature. But that's why DLA comes in handy.
So next on our list is going to be permissive TDY.
Permissive TDY, it's basically 10 days. Basically get settled in, get a home, find an apartment, get a car, whatever the case may be. Those are 10 days for you. You can get those 10 days prior to you PCSing approved. But those 10 days have to accumulate, and they have to be in correspondence with your guys' regular leave days and your actual report date. So everything has to add up from your regular leave days all the way up until your report date. So you have to factor those 10 days inside of your DA-31, which is your leave form. As long as you got that signed off on, which is what they were going to want to look at once you get to your new duty station, that you got that approved, that permissive TDY, when you sign in, you're good to go. So as long as that permissive TDY is factored in that DA-31 and it says permissive TDY on your DA-31, you're good to go when you get to your new duty station. They won't give you a hard time. This allows you guys to really look for an apartment, look for anything that really gets you settled into the new duty station. So that's very helpful for you. So I didn't know anything about that. You know, I was just told about that, and I just put that in my DA-31, and then we were good to go. We had extra days because we thought we weren't going to have that many days.
Yeah, and luckily that gave us enough time to get settled into our home and find a car because we had no car. This is going to be the SCRA.
It is the Civil Service Member. Alright. It is a Service Member Civil Relief Act. As soon as you get those orders, you are allowed to let your credit card company know that you have been called on active duty and you want to use the SCRA. That is a benefit to you, that the credit card companies lower your APR, which is about 3%. So as low as 3%, 3 to 6%, depending on the company itself. It does take about like a month to really process because they have to go through a whole bunch of paperwork, and they have to make sure that you are in active duty, and then it does take some time just to get that started. But the great thing about that is we didn't even do that until like halfway in Alaska. And then I just called Chase. We have Chase, American Express. I called both of them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's fine. When did you start active duty?" And then we were. This is 2019. They backtracked it all the way to 2017 when we came on active duty. Then that's when, next thing you know, like, after a month hit, I seen all those late fees.
all returned.
All returned, like late fees, like the interest that accumulated over time. That literally brought my credit card down to zero. Literally $0. Like,
and we were high in our card.
Right, besides credit card companies, is your vehicle.
This we did know of, and
yes,
we did
take
advantage of.
So yeah, prior to us leaving New Jersey, coming to Alaska, we submitted a request to get out of our lease because we got called upon active duty. So this is only if you're going to Oconus, overseas. Alaska was counted as overseas, and then all you have to do is give a call to the finance department with the actual company, the vehicle company, and then they will just tell you what they need, which is basically just a copy of your orders and then just a brief explanation of why you're getting out the lease. You want to use the SCRA. It takes about maybe what, 2 weeks?
I think so.
Like about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks, and then all it is, they approve it, they send you an email, they send you a letter, it has been approved, and then you just go right to the dealership, and then you give the vehicle back in, and that is it.
Moving on with one of our other biggest tips, it's gonna be annotating everything that you have before your movers get to your house. Make a list of all your valuables, and then after you do that, you're gonna go ahead, take your camera or take your phone, whatever it is, and record everything you have. And if you have pre-packed boxes, record what's in them, because I swear guys, we had Addie's freaking bike go through one of our lamps because they were placed in a box together when they shouldn't have been.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was just crazy. Definitely annotate everything that you guys have that's of high value, and also you don't want to pack your jewelry. Well, you don't want to have movers pack your jewelry, so always bring that stuff with you.
So airport, if you guys don't know by now, almost every airport has a USO. We had a flight that was a 2-hour late. Our flight wasn't in for like another 2 or 3 hours prior to us departing from Alaska to Colorado. So we went into a USO. I didn't even know it had a USO in Fairbanks. Like, I did not know that Fairbanks Airport had one. But they're open pretty late. They will stay there. It's literally it was literally a couple soldiers there that were just on a detail, and then they stayed there until our flight because we were the only ones coming in. It was like, what, 9 o'clock?
Yeah, and the guy felt bad because we had kids with us, and he was like, you know what, we're supposed to close, but I'm just gonna stay here with you guys because I know it's rough with the kids.
Yeah, so they have free snacks. They have free snacks there, coffee, drinks, toys for the kids, nice little couches for you to sit in, TVs and all that stuff for you guys to keep yourselves entertained, basically, until your flight. So that was a great thing. That's one of the great things that you have as being the military. So use that to your fullest. So when you get to your new duty station, you want to plan ahead and make sure that you have a car rental already available. We used Enterprise. We actually had a Costco membership, so through Costco it was a little bit cheaper actually online, and we booked it and we made sure that that was available because once you touch down, you just want to get to where you want to get to. We just wanted to get off the airplane because it was like a 12-16 hour flight altogether. It was brutal, so all we had to do was just hop in the car, get our keys, and then we just came to the house, and that was the best part. Just plan ahead though. Again, that's why that DLA comes in hand, because we did have that money to use.
So with that being said,
that was it. That's really it.
That's
the nitty and gritty kind of thing. We just wanted to get you guys to know straight to the facts of what you really need to know to save you some money and save you some time, because again, we're here to help you guys because that's our personal experience. Everybody else's experience might have been different. It might have been easier if they drove, but that's our personal experience when flying and PCSing
with kids.
That is our first PCS. Some of these things that we mentioned, I hope that comes in handy when you guys PCS or you guys are going on your first PCS, because it is stressful. Don't get me wrong, it's stressful, and it's gonna be headaches. It's gonna be especially if you got kids. I don't know if you guys are PCSing with your kids. You know, that is going to be a pretty stressful time, but you'll get through it. You know, as long as what makes it less stressful is having the finances in order and making sure that that money that you're saving and money that you're getting, you have your lodging already paid for, your food already paid for, and basically your rentals. That is one less thing you have to stress about.
Till next time, guys. Bye.